My hair's so shiny and healthy. Look. Look at that. That's crazy. Anyways, say goodbye to it. Shaving my head in 10 hours. T-minus 10 hours. Shaved head. That's crazy.
One of the main differences in having no relationship experience in your life and some relationship experience but negative is that piece that I think harmed my self-worth so much is that never being picked, never being chosen, never being seen as somebody desirable to spend time with. It's like when you're a kid and you get picked for teams in school and you're waiting anxiously to be picked and then you don't get picked or you're picked last. Well, for some people who have gone through never having a relationship in their life like I did until I was 42 years old, that sensation was constantly kind of in my mind and in my heart that like, what is so wrong with me that nobody wants to have me on their team? And I think for a time you can handle that, but when it's year after year, right? So like never getting picked for a team in school is fine, maybe day one, maybe day two. But if you go 365 days and you're never picked, it will start to hit you and be like, what is it in me? Instead of what is it in society and what is it with timing and what is it with a million other things. I feel like that's what's sometimes hard to explain to people is compound pain. Compound pain with the same issue year after year after year does something to your brain, does something to your heart, and it's hard to get out of that. And what it did for me is it created really intense negative patterns of thinking that caused me to hate myself and have issues with self-worth. But then I'm constantly being told by people of like, oh, just love yourself more and then you'd have it. And so it was like this weird mix of like, oh my gosh, like I'm having self-worth issues because nobody can pick me, but people are telling me I have to love myself in order for me to be picked, and I'm gonna get stuck in this loop and never get out of it. So I've dealt with years with really, really difficult self-worth issues and not liking myself and struggling to think that I had any worth or value and having really intense negative thoughts. And they aren't just negative thoughts of like, oh, you nerd, why did you do that? It is like, you are the worst human that's ever existed. No wonder no one likes you. You shouldn't be alive because of who you are. Like just continuously intense negative self-talk. So nothing seemed to help that, and I want to share with you one thing that has helped that, and I've shared it in a live before and maybe on here, but when people tell you that you need to just think positively, if my negative thoughts have always been over here and somebody tells me that I need to think positively, and I have more than 2 decades of negative thoughts, anytime, because my brain is used to and likes what is comfortable, anytime I try to go from I'm the worst person that's ever lived to I'm a great person, my brain is like, yeah, no, and it comes back to homeostasis. It's like a boomerang effect. And so what I have done for myself is I needed to change it from positive or negative to positive thoughts, from negative to neutral. And if I can have a stop in neutral, then maybe I can get myself to positive. And what I mean by that is something like, I'm the worst person that's ever lived. I'm a human being who's trying her best. I can maybe keep that thought better and change that thought and have maybe times where I'm looking in that vein than I could ever jumping over there. So if you have that never being picked sensation, just know that I love you and I'm sorry. It is very difficult to live with that. And I think it's very hard to explain it to people too, because they will say things like, oh, well, like I've been single for like 5 years and yeah, like it's hard being single, or I've been single for 5 years and it's great, or like, yeah, I got out of 5 toxic relationships and I feel a lot better being single. And that's what I think is a difference. Never having had experience in relationships when you've wanted them and having had experience in relationships, even though they're negative, are two different things. Both can carry their own pain and their own weight, but the never piece, I think, is never discussed. It needs to, because it does a number on your self-worth. But I don't think it always has to stay doing a number on you. And I can share more different things that have helped me if that's useful at all. But no, more than anything, I'm sending you love and hoping you enjoy that beautiful sunrise. Bye.
It's just a No. Not just any gay guy, homie. It's me, Troye Sivan. Let's go.